quick editor's note. I realized on this video, after I finished recording it, that I used the wrong microphone. Instead of using my Snowball, I ended up using my laptop's microphone, so I'm sorry for the constant echo. I'm deeply sorry for that. But it was my second time recording something. Don't hate even more on it because of that. So, I do deeply apologize, and I really hope it doesn't happen again. So, I'll continue with the video. Goodbye.
My Little Pony, your movie is shitty. Yeah, I don't like the My Little Pony movie, the 2017 one. I really don't, and I'm gonna give some reasons as to why. So this should be fun. Hello guys, my name is Sesame or Yosuke or whatever you want to call me, and this is a very, very strong second episode. I already know. So, I'm going to be talking about this very beloved movie, from the bronies to some people who weren't in the MLP fandom before. Little backstory, I've been a part of the MLP fandom since the new generation started, since Friendship is Magic started up, so I am in no way just being, oh my god, I hate My Little Pony and it was a bad movie because of that, and here's why. Not at all. But this is coming from a brony myself. The community misconceptions, being blinded over the fact that it's a My Little Pony movie, and how those can be fixed. I do have bullet points, so this is going to be less of a scripted video than my last one, but I want to try stuff out. Okay, the songs. I can solidly say there was 1 to 2 songs I enjoyed, and I watched this with my friend, and my friend is also a very big brony. We both are very big fans of the show. And, so many songs, we just looked at each other, just, what the fuck is going on? Why does this call for a song? And a lot of them don't. For instance, the opening song, that could have easily been done with just a few sentences of dialogue. That's something very common in this movie. There are a lot of points where there are songs where those songs could be completely cut out. Just a few sentences of dialogue, or a couple characters being out of the frame for a little bit. That's not a good thing. I mean, you write a show where you're known for the songs fitting, where if there wasn't a song, it would be a very awkward situation. And here you are, putting very unneeded songs in there. Not to mention, they weren't good songs. The only songs I really liked, honestly, were because of the voice actors for the new characters, which I'll get into. But, sorry, that was my laptop slipping. But the only songs I really liked were the second half of Time to Be Awesome, and maybe the Sea Pony one? I don't know. But those were only because of the new voice actors, which is kinda sad when I'm a fan of the show. Okay, so the characters. The past characters acted out of character. The new characters did not fit. They did not need to be there. There were a bunch of stuff that just threw me off. For instance, let's go with the ever so beloved Tempest Shadow. Her voice does not fit her design at all. When you look at her design, you see a deep, dark character. You expect there to be a lot of backstory. You expect her voice to be deeper and sultry and just, I don't like to say this considering it's a kid movie, but you expect that character to have like a very sexy voice. No, she doesn't. Not at all. Her voice threw me for such a loop. I actually had to pause the movie to take in what was happening. And that's not the only time it happened. The bigger main villain, they show his voice in a lot of the trailers, and it does not fit. I'm not saying they were not good voice actors. They're really good voice actors, but they're not fit for those characters. And I do think that is something the movie should take in. They did throw in a lot of voice actors just to have another name on the screen. For instance, Sia. For those who haven't watched the movie, you would expect Sia to be there more than like 5 minutes. She's not. She's just there. She's there for like a minute in the beginning, and does the ending song, and then she's gone. Another problem with the characters is they overhyped a lot of them. The Catman, I don't remember his name. They don't make their names memorable at all, but you know, that's a thing with the time restraint they give the characters. So for the cat character, you expect him to be there for a good chunk of the movie with how much they played him up. Same for the Griffin, same for the Sea Ponies, same for all that. I believe his name is Casper, I could be 100% wrong. He was there for, at the most, 10 minutes. That's being generous. And in that 10 minutes, they try to give him a relationship with a Rarity, and it just doesn't fit. There's a bunch of stuff that does not fit in this movie that has no reason to be there. So that is definitely a problem on the production team's part and the writing department. Developing the characters also. This is going to be a little bit of a spoiler for Tempest Shadow, so if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want to be spoiled, go ahead on back, watch it, and then watch this. For Tempest Shadow's backstory, it's horrible. Being blunt, it is trash. Here's why. When you get into Tempest Shadow's backstory, it's this long thing like, I got my horn knocked off by an Ursa Minor, and then all my friends hated me, and then I had to move away because my parents don't exist for some reason in this universe, and I never turned back. That would never happen. That could never happen. And we know this isn't a place where, like, parents don't care about their kids. Just seeing the example of Mr. and Mrs. Cake with Pumpkin and Pound, you know that's not something that will go down. There has to be more than that. You can't just leave it like, this is my dark backstory, but now you redeemed me in the matter of an hour and a half, and now I'm your friend. That's not how it works. As for main characters being out of character, oh my god, what the fuck did they do to Twilight? Another spoiler. Near the end of the movie, Twilight turns on her friends almost instantaneously, and they just got back from getting this pearl and being kicked out of the Sea Ponies when the Sea Ponies were about to let them use it to go back to being ponies. Something very out of character for Twilight is that she tried to steal it and tried to use her friends as a ruse to distract them, which that alone is something extremely out of character. If they simply replaced Twilight with Rainbow Dash or Rarity, that would have worked. That would have been perfect. That would have 100% been fine. But they made it Twilight. And then, after that, reasonably, all of them are like, what the fuck, Twilight? That was literally the stupidest thing you could have done. They were about to let us use that, and here you are, and you ruined our chance to get home. And Twilight blows up and says something along the lines of, I wish I never had you as friends. And let me tell you, when a character is the princess of friendship and has built up these friendships for as long as they have, because canonly in the show, they have been friends for a long time, you can't just make them do that. Especially since throughout the rest of the movie, there was nothing that really pissed her off. Everything that happened, she was on board with, and some of which was actually her idea. And here, her friends are yelling at her for trying to steal something, which she would never do, and she's telling them to piss off? That's not how the character would be? I don't know. I can say a plus in this movie, though. A lot of people might be pissed off by it. There's no Starlight, and I'm very happy about that. She is in the background in one scene in the beginning, but other than that, she's not there, which I'm happy about. Also, the other princesses, Luna, Celestia, and Cadence, they were out of the game within the first few minutes. It's something they often do, but at least give them a chance. You can't just be like, oh, you're dead now. Whoa. Even for a kid's show, that is stupid. And just because it's something a lot of people do for kid shows that also have a adult demographic is say, oh, it can have bad writing, it's a kid's show. No, these are adults writing it. Kids are just as, if not more, inquisitive than adults. Okay, if you are writing something, especially if it's a kid's show, you have to go into detail with a lot of stuff. Because kids, it's the classic joke. Hey, why is the sky blue? Because of the ocean. Why is the sun there? Because it's a ball of fire. Why is there a ball of fire? Because it's a star. Why is the sun a star? And so on and so forth. Kids will ask shit like that with no regrets. And they won't think about it. So you have to give them something to feed on. You have to give them an explanation. Misconceptions. They really played up that cat character, Casper, whatever the fuck his name is. They really played him up. They definitely were going for the furry audience. But just misconceptions again. They baited so many people. Oh, this movie is gonna have Sia in it. Oh, this movie's gonna have this cat character for the first time. Oh my god, there's gonna be sea ponies again. Oh my god, there's gonna be an airship. Oh my god, there's gonna be this and this and this, and we're gonna explore so many worlds, and we're gonna go so many places. They don't do that. You know, that's something I was actually really disappointed in, because I genuinely was looking forward to that. Me and my friend who I was watching it with genuinely wanted to see this world building. We genuinely wanted to see what they were going to do. We wanted to know the world. This was a big opportunity they had to build upon their world, whether they wanted to keep it canon to the show or not. Build that world. If you are given the option to, so many people would kill for the option to build their world as much as this movie did. They didn't. They threw that out the window, and that just irks me. How could they have fixed this? There are many of ways they could have fixed this. Let's start with the voice cast. You could have chosen better voices for Tempest and the head honcho guy. There are a bunch of them that just don't fit, and that simply could have been fixed. That wouldn't have even been an argument if you cast the correct voice actors, or at least given them roles that fit them. Like, if you switched Tempest's voice and the Griffin character's voice, I would not have an issue. That would have been perfect. That would have fit so well, but they didn't do that. That's one of the things that just irks me about this. Okay, characters. Out of all the new characters we meet in this movie, only one of them gets a backstory. And a shit backstory at that. So that's a huge problem right off the bat. If you gave Tempest an actually good backstory. This is a kids movie. As I've said before, this is meant for kids. And because of that, you should not give her that, oh, this horrible thing happened to me and then I just up and left my family and my friends' backstory. Because yes, a lot of kids will take this to heart, as many bronies did, and will declare this their favorite movie ever. And they will absolutely not take into account any other opinions. And that's really, really unhealthy. And the other characters, the head guy, again, I would have loved to see his backstory if it was better than Tempest's. I would have loved to see that backstory. I would have loved to see the Sea Ponies' backstory instead of a simple, yeah, we were the hippogriffs. I would have loved to see them be the hippogriffs. I would have loved to see why they were forced to go into the water to survive as a species. You can't just not, when you drop a bombshell like that, you can't just gloss over it. I would have loved to see more of the thievery in that Casper Cat's world. I would have loved to see flashbacks of when the Griffins were pirates, and I would have loved to see why they stopped becoming pirates. And even if it was just as simple as a flashback while they were describing it, them being told, hey, you work for me now. That would have been so much better than just going, hey, this happened to us and now you gotta say it's a thing because we say it happened. If you showed in your trailers how much the characters would actually be there, that would have fixed up my opinion on it also. It would have made me think you're not baiting people. Because let's face it, you baited a lot of people. Whether you're just trying to get the fans of those people to go watch this movie, or you're trying to get furries to watch this movie, or you're trying to get people to watch this movie. I'm not saying don't market. 100% market. I would be stupid to say not to market it. I'm saying market it accurately. You can't do what this movie did, or else I wouldn't be criticizing it. I think overall, as a movie, it could have been better. It 100% could have been better. But it also isn't the worst thing in the world. There are a lot of movies I hate more than this one, but at the same time, there are a lot of movies I like more than this one. Now a little message to bronies. Bronies, just because it's pony doesn't mean you have to like it. Let's get that out there. I know a lot of us hate the Equestria Girls movies, me included, but that doesn't mean that when there's a movie where it's ponies, that doesn't mean you fawn over it. You can't. That's unhealthy. For you, for the company, for everything. I think a lot of bronies need to treat this as if it didn't have ponies. If it was an Equestria Girls movie, would you like it the same? I don't think a lot of people would. I think a lot of people are just obsessed with the fact that they finally are doing a movie where it's ponies. That's not a good thing. And lastly, I'll touch on shipping. Why do people ship Twilight and Barry Bubble Blast? Tempest. I should have just said Tempest, I'm sorry. I blacked out on her name for a second there. I don't understand why people ship them. That, if you guys have an answer, I would like to know. I genuinely don't get it. They didn't show any fondness for each other. Anything beyond a friend. They didn't do any of that. Like, I can see people shipping AJ and Rainbow Dash. I can see people shipping Fluttershy and Discord. But I can't see people shipping Twilight and Tempest. I mean, hell, I saw Speed Paint earlier the day I'm recording this. That was entitled The Wedding, where it was Tempest and Twilight getting married, and I don't get it. I'm just, help. But yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna leave this off. I don't know if this is a Dole Discusses or not, as of now, because I don't have Yosuke as my avatar. This is my pony Sona. If you guys would like something like this, let me know. And don't hate on me for sharing my opinion, because that's just a shitty thing to do. Well, I think that's all I have to say about this as of now. So, later guys. Hope you have a delicious day.